question that someone has asked, which I think is a reasonable question, is do I ever feel like Sam is just like having another kid in the house? And every once in a while maybe, but it has nothing to do with his vision.
It's my personality.
It's his personality. I don't. I mean, Sam is my partner, and he's my equal, and I don't feel like he's my burden or my responsibility. Well, I do feel a responsibility to him, just like I hope he feels the responsibility for me as well, but that's not a vision thing, it's just a love
partner
thing.
In life.
Yeah. But I don't feel like he's another kid that I have to take care of. I mean, there are times when, you know, if we're at a buffet, I gotta take care of him. I gotta get him through the line. I gotta make sure he knows what's there and gets what he wants. And in that way, especially when the kids were littler, maybe at that moment I did kind of feel like I had 3 kids that I was getting through the buffet or whatever. But now that the kids are older, they do their own, and you know, we go through, and it's, you know, it's just part of our life. But I don't ever feel like it's just another kid I gotta take care of, you know. I don't feel that way at all.
Now, and you had mentioned in one of the last videos we did, we were talking about driving, how it can get overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
But it's not like.
But I'm not viewing you as someone that I have to do for or take care of. It's just, it can be overwhelming. That probably, especially at this phase of where we are in our family, we've got a 10-year-old and we've got a 17-year-old and us. Then him not being able to help with the driving is probably the hardest part, because 4 schedules and 1 driver. Don't ask why the 17-year-old doesn't have his license yet, because he should. But
sore subject.
But that's probably the hardest part, and has been, you know, for a while. If Jacob had something going on and Skylar had something going on, and it's like there's 2 of us and we could both be at these 2 places, but we can't get both of us to the 2 places at the same time.
Yeah, so one of the kids has to sacrifice.
One of the kids has to sacrifice. Or there's been times that it's like I've dropped you off really early and you had to just sit and wait while I did whatever with Skylar and you did whatever with Jacob and stuff. But you know, you make it work. And if you have 3 kids and 2 drivers, you're gonna have the exact same problem. So it's not that is not something that's completely novel and unique to a low vision family. It's anytime you're outnumbered by kids to drivers.
But that also brings up the good point that kids get old and they eventually start driving, and then they can drive you around.
Yeah.
So that's a benefit right there.
Yeah, it is a benefit. and you know, I think there's benefits. I think our kids have benefited in ways by having a low vision parent. I think that they are much more
apathetic and
apathetic. Not apathetic.
Not apathetic.
Empathetic.
We'll cut that part out.
I think that our kids, because they've grown up with a low vision parent, I think they are much more open to having relationships with people that have disabilities, like friendships, and much probably quicker to help out and notice when someone needs help than other children. And it doesn't mean they're better than other kids, it just means they've experienced when someone around them needed help and they know what to look for. I know that my daughter is, you know, always had not been best friends, but had friendships with kids in the class with disabilities, and that makes me happy. You know, everybody deserves to have friends and deserves to have friendly relationships, and kids that aren't used to being around that are often kind of scared of it. I was when I was younger. I was intimidated, I would say. So I think both of them have really benefited in that way. I think it also helps because in a small way it makes them a little more independent a little bit earlier. You know, as soon as our kids could read, they were reading their own menus, you know, because
and reading the menus for me,
and reading menus for him, and you know, usually we're happy to, and we're kind of proud of it, especially when they were younger. I think Skylar still is in that mode where she's proud when she can help. She gets mad if I read the menu to him because she wanted to read the menu to him, and stuff like that. And you know, what's wrong with a kid learning to be helpful early on and learning to have a little bit of independence and you know,
and like, even, you know, if we're in a restaurant and we need a to-go container, I would have problems navigating all the way up to and finding somebody to ask for a container So Skylar goes and does it, and she's fine to do that. She's a little nervous every now and then, but you know, she's fine to go do that and
she's done
help
that
out.
for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think there's definite benefits to it. I think that they have only benefited by having a low vision parent. We'll definitely ask them. I don't think Jacob will want to be on camera, but Skylar will want to be on camera.
Yes. As soon as we get back, we'll have Skylar answer some
So
questions.
if you have any questions for us to ask her, well, I don't know, we might film it before this gets put out, I don't know. But
maybe, I don't know.
if you have questions that you think would be nice to ask a child that's grown up with a low vision parent, you can ask in the comments, and we'll include that, because she would be happy to speak on whatever topic someone would like for her to speak on. I'm sure she likes the camera.
Yeah.
One thing that I mentioned in a Facebook group recently as well is that if you are the sighted partner in a couple that has children, make sure that you entrust, you know, make sure you have let your partner know that you trust them with your children, and let them take ownership of their responsibilities with the kids. And this is a problem not just with sighted and unsighted low vision partners. I think this is a problem with partners a lot, especially the mom versus the dad. The mom wants things done a certain way, or feels like that's a mom's job or whatever. But you know, those early years, especially when it was Sam and Skylar home alone, there were times I came home and she would have baby food from probably 8 a.m. still, you know, smeared across her face because he didn't see it.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's okay. It didn't hurt her. It's, you know, that's part of it, is letting go of some of your preconceived notions of what should happen and how it should be, and just concentrate on the important part. Is she healthy? Is she happy? Is she safe? That's what matters. And if those things are happening and things are working at home, let it be. You know, let your spouse do what they can do in the way that they do it, because he doesn't do things the same way I am, partially because he's got low vision, and partially because he's a different person than I am. And learning to like let that go and let it be will make you so much happier. So I think that's an important point, is just to give them the freedom to be a parent, trust them in it, and let them do it.
Well, I think also because on the other side of the spectrum, the person with low vision so often is confronted with things they can't do. Mm-hmm. And told things they can't do. So you know, just letting go and be like, yeah, do whatever you want, you know, and trusting that they're not going to break the kid. They can do it even if they don't have sight at all.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's feel anyway, so just
yeah.
let it go.
Yeah, I think it's just important to make sure they know you trust them with their child. It's their child too.
Good point, baby. Well, that's it, guys. I think we've answered all the things we can for right now. Like I said, we'll record Skylar answering some questions, do a little interview with her, and I'm rolling my eyes underneath my sunglasses here because hopefully it's not too dramatic. She's very, so I might have to edit a lot out, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have any more questions for either one of us, please always leave them down in the comments, or hit us up on Facebook. Rachel's on there quite often. I'm not so much, but usually if you send me a question or something, she'll tell me about it.
Yeah, I'll tell him to answer it.
And always also the email, blindspotsam@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer questions there. But thank you very much for watching, guys. This is Sam.
And Rachel.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.